Okay, I have it's a few, we'll be actually going through a few verses, so I will actually pull them up on Vedabase so we can read them together. Verse 10, chapter 4, verse 10. Purna Bhagavan avatare ye kale, arasaba avatara tante asimile. Purna Bhagavan avatare ye kale, arasaba avatara tante asimile. Purna Bhagavan avatare ye kale, arasaba
सब
avatara
अवतार
tante
तांते आसी
asimile.
मिले.
Thank you. Synonyms. Purna is full. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Avatare, incarnates. Ye, that. Kale, at the time. Ara, other. Saba, all. Avatara, incarnations. Tante, in him. Asi, coming. Mile, meet. When the complete Supreme Personality of Godhead descends, all other incarnations of the Lord meet together within him. Text 11 through 12. Narayana Chaturvyuha Matsyadi Avatara Yugamanvantara Avatara Yata Ache Ara Sabeyasi Krishna Ange Haya Avatarine Aicha Avatara Krishna Bhagavan Purna Narayana
नारायण चतुर्भुज
Chaturvyuha Matsyadi
मत्स्यावतार
Avatara
युग
Yugamanvantara
मन्वन्तरातरा
Avatara Yatra
यत्नाचि
Ache
आर
Ara Sabe
सबे आसी
Asi Krishna
कृष्ण
Ange
अंगे
Haya
हरि
Avatarina
अवतीर्ण
Aicha
एचे
Avatare
अवतरे
Krishna
कृष्ण
Bhagavan
भगवान
Purna.
पूर्ण.
Narayana, Lord Narayana, Chaturvyuha, the four expansions, Matsya Adi, beginning with Matsya, Avatara, the incarnations, Yuga Manvantara Avatara, the Yuga and Manvantara incarnations, Yatha, as many as, Ache, there are, Ara, other, Sabe, all, Asi, coming, Krishna Ange, in the body of Lord Krishna, Haya, are, Avatarina, incarnated, Aiche, in this way, Avatare, incarnates, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Purna, full. Translation. Lord Narayana, the four primary expansions, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, Matsya, and other Lila incarnations, the Yuga avatars, the Manvantara incarnations, and as many other incarnations as there are, all descend in the body of Lord Krishna. In this way, the complete Supreme Godhead, Lord Krishna himself appears.
appears.
Caitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 4, verse 13. Ateva Vishnu Takhana Krishnera Sharire Vishnu Dware Kare Krishna Asura Samhare Athaiva Vishnu
प्रेम विष्णु
Takhana
तखन
Krishnera
कृष्णेन
Sarire
शरीरे विष्णु
Vishnu
द्वारे
Dware Kare
करे
Krishna
कृष्ण असुर
Asura
संहारे.
Samhare. Synonyms: Ateva, therefore, Vishnu, Lord Vishnu, Takhana, at that time, Krishnera, of Lord Krishna, Sharire, in the body, Vishnu Dware, by Lord Vishnu, Kare, does, Krishna, Lord Krishna, Asura Samhare, killing the demons. At that time, therefore, Lord Vishnu is present in the body of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna kills the demons through him. Adi Lila, chapter 4, verse 14. Anusanga karma e asura marana. Ye lagi avatara kahi se mula karana. Anusanga
Sangha
karma
karma
e
e
asura
asura
marana.
marana
Ye
elagi
lagi avatara
avatara
kahi se
kahi te
mula
mula
karana.
karana.
Anusanga karma, the secondary work, A, this, asura, of the demons, marana, killing, ye, that, lagi, for, avatara, the incarnation, kahi, I shall speak, se, the, mula, root, karana, cause. Thus, the killing of the demons is but secondary work. I shall now speak of the main reason for the Lord's incarnation. Verse 15 to 16. Prema rasa niryasa karite asvadana raga marga bhakti loke karite pracharana rasika shekhara krishna parama karuna हेतु हाइते इच्छारा उत्कमा प्रेम रस निर्यास
Karite
करिते आस्वादन
aswadana ragam
रागमर्ग भक्ति
bhakti
लोके
loke
करिते
karite
प्रचारण
pracharana
रसिका
rasika
शेखर
shekara krishna
कृष्ण परम
parama
करुणा
karuna
हेतु
evi
हेतु
hetu
हाइते
hete
इच्छारा
ichara
उद्गम
udgama.
Synonyms: Prema rasa, the mellow of love of God. Niryasa, the essence. Karite, to do. Asvadana, tasting. Raga marga, the path of spontaneous attraction. Bhakti, devotional service. Loke, in the world. Karite, to do. Pracharana, propagation. Rasika Shekhara, the supremely jubilant. Krishna, Lord Krishna. Parama Karuna, the most merciful. A, these, dui, two. Hetu, reasons. Haite, from. Ichhara, of desire. Udgama, the birth. Translation: The Lord's desire to appear was born from two reasons. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of the love of God, and He wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus, He is known as supremely jubilant and the most merciful of all. Purport: During the period of Lord Krishna's appearance, the killing of asuras or non-believers, such as Kamsa and Jarasandha, was done by Vishnu, who was within the person of Krishna. Such apparent killing by Lord Sri Krishna took place as a matter of course and was an incidental activity for him. But the real purpose of Lord Krishna's appearance was to stage a dramatic performance of his transcendental pastimes at Rajabhumi, thus exhibiting the highest limit of transcendental mellow in the exchange of reciprocal love between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. These reciprocal exchanges of mellows are called Rag Bhakti, or devotional service to the Lord in transcendental rapture. Lord Sri Krishna wants to make known to all conditioned souls that he is more attracted by Raga Bhakti than Vidhi Bhakti, or devotional service under scheduled regulations. It is said in the Vedas, Tat Upanishad 2.7 Rasovaisa. The absolute truth is the reservoir for all kinds of reciprocal exchanges of loving sentiments. He is also causelessly merciful, and he wants to bestow upon us the privilege of Raga Bhakti, and thus he appeared by his own internal energy. He was not forced to appear by any extraneous force. ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथामृतं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखामृतंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Haribol, dear devotees, I hope you all are well this evening. Uh, Sachimata Mataji, Parabrahma Prabhu, Asanta Mataji, Lata Mataji, Satyabhama Mataji, Himajaganath Prabhu from Sarovar Mataji, and of course, Niru Mataji. Thank you for joining me in the speaking of the verses. I hope you all are well. Thank you so much to Submission Prabhuji for giving me this chance to speak a little bit on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My dad is feeling a little tired, so I thought I would cover because I have a little bit of a break. So thank you all for giving me the opportunity to do some kirtanam, to do some Krishna Katha and talk about Krishna, talk about Lord Chaitanya. Really appreciate it. Um, I'm on my last week of summer vacation, so I think this is a good use of my time. So thank you so much for joining me today. So today I think we are in this very special point in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Adi Lila, where we ask this question: why does Krishna come down to this world? Why does Lord Chaitanya descend to this world? And I think we all have so many ideas like, why does Krishna come? Is it to kill the demons? Is it to establish religious principles? Is it to kill the bad guys and save the good guys? Is it to reinstate religion and good practices and reinstate dharma and varnashrama and all of this? Or is it something else? And so today we're going to explore this question: why does Krishna come to this world? And so we start off in 4.10. We went and we hear when this complete supreme personality of Godhead descends, all other incarnations of the Lord meet together within him. So we have all of these, I have this picture where we have all of these beautiful avatars of the Lord in this beautiful Dasavatar painting. And we get to know that when the Lord descends, all of the incarnations of the Lord come together with him. So I will just read a quick verse from Brahma Samhita, plugging in my computer. Okay. रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठान् नानावतारमकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्ण स्वयं समभवत् परमापुमान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. Lord Brahma says, I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who manifested himself personally as Krishna and the different avatars in the world in the forms of Rama, Narasimha, Vamana as his subjective portions. And so there is a metaphor given in the Brahma Samhita of a light of a candle. And I want to read it to you. दीपार्चिरेव हि दशान्तरम् अभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विवृतहेतुसमानधर्म यस्तादृक् एव हि च विष्णुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. The light of one candle being communicated to other candles, although it burns separately in them, is in the same quality. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, who exhibits himself equally in the same mobile manner in his various manifestations. So Lord Govinda, Brahma's adored primeval Lord, manifests himself as Rama, as Narasimha, as Matsya, as Sankarsana, all of these different avatars um, and plenary portions, just as we light one candle and then we use the light of that candle to light many other candles. The same fire qualities, the same, although they burn separately. And so this is the metaphor given where Lord Krishna, he has so many different incarnations, so many different avatars um, for different roles and for different relationships with different devotees, but they are all him. They're all him in quality. And so when the complete supreme personality of Godhead descends, all the other incarnations of the Lord meet together with him. They're all the same quality. They're all the supreme Lord in himself. Lord Narayana, the four primary expansions, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha, Matsya, and all the other Lila avatars and incarnations, the Yuga avatars, um, the Manvantara incarnations, and as many other incarnations as there are, all descend in the body of Lord Krishna. In this way, the complete supreme Godhead, Lord Krishna himself, appears. So, in the last line of that verse I read before, it said, Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanya. Krishna is that sum total of all of those incarnations. He is um, he is it's not that Krishna comes from Vishnu, but rather Vishnu comes from Krishna. And so we see this beautiful image um, during the advent of Lord Krishna when when he's born when he appears in the prison cell of Devaki and Vasudev. He shows his beautiful four-handed Vishnu form. This wouldn't be possible if Lord Krishna did not contain Lord Vishnu within him. And so this is proof that Lord Krishna himself contains all of the various avatars, all of the expansions of Lord Narayana, the Yuga avatars, the Manvantara incarnations. They all appear in Krishna himself. And then we go on to hear, at that time, therefore, Lord Vishnu is present in the body of Krishna, and Krishna kills the demons through him. And so we understand from this verse that it is actually Lord Vishnu within Lord Krishna that has this task of killing all the demons, all the asuras that we see in these pastimes. And on a side note, I would also like to make this point that um, that the point is being made here that the killing of the demons is not the main role for Lord Krishna's appearance. And I was talking with my mom today, and we came up with this title for Krishna. Krishna is the hero maker. He doesn't like to take credit for himself. When there is something going on in this world, when there is a asura, when there is a demon, the when the good and the oppressed are being oppressed, Lord Krishna sends many different devotees, many different avatars, many different plenary portions, many empowered devotees and forms to protect his devotees. Um, for example, on the upper right, we have this terrifying image of Kali Devi, a incarnation of Mother Durga, this ferocious incarnation of Mother Durga, when Jadabharat, when he was so engaged in self-realization that he had, like a turtle, the example that metaphor is giving in the Bhagavad Gita, like a turtle brings in all his senses into his body so that he can just focus on self-realization. Similarly, Jadabharat had gone deaf and dumb by choice in order to fully immerse himself in discovering his inner self and self-realization. When he was tortured by these rogues and dacoits, Lord Krishna doesn't descend. Instead, what happens from the back of the image of Kali Devi, uh, Kali Devi emerges to protect Lord Krishna's devotee and to annihilate the dacoits were causing so much stress and so much anxiety and so much they were about to kill um Jadabhar. So Lord Krishna is in this way, he's the hero maker. He doesn't need to descend. Kali Devi is sent, and she does the work for Lord Krishna. We have the example of Arjuna. The hero of the Mahabharata is Arjuna. It's not, the one who's famously known is Arjuna, the bearer of the Gandiva, the Savyasachi, one who can expertly throw the weapons into the battlefield. Or Krishna almost takes a secondary role in the Mahabharata and gives his devotee that chance to um, to take the fame. Um, we also have the example during the churning of the milk ocean. We have a very scared Nandi looking behind as he watches his master drink this halahal vish, the most dangerous type of poison, in order to save all of the world from the fumes of this poison that would destroy and asphyxiate all of the world. And Lord Shiva, being the wonderful devotee he is, he takes on this poison and he saves the world. Lord Krishna doesn't do it, although he could. But he's sending his devotees and he's sending these wonderful, empowered beings to take the credit and to kill the demons. And so I wanted to make this point that Krishna doesn't descend. We're being proven through all of these examples that Krishna doesn't descend actually to kill his to kill the demons. So what is the reason that Krishna appears? So our speaker continues, thus the killing of the demons is but secondary work. I shall now speak of the main reason of the Lord's incarnation. So we're going to build some suspense here. Um, and I want to mention one thing, that the Lord appears in so many different forms. He appears as Narsimha. I'll just go to the He appears as Narsimha, he appears as Matsya, he appears as Krishna, as Balaram, as Lord Rama, so uh, as Buddha, and so many different incarnations. As we even hear in the Bhagavatam, right? It's not just that; it's Prithu Maharaj. There's so many incarnations and avatars of the Lord, that Vamanadev, that appear. And if the real reason is not to destroy the miscreants and reestablish religious principles and all of this that we hear in the Bhagavad Gita, and we hear in classes, what is that real reason? And so one common theme, I'll say before I reveal the answer, is that Prahlad Maharaj has a relationship with Narasimhadev, a special, unique relationship with Narasimhadev. Lord Narasimhadev's anger is his love. We have um, Lord Rama displaying his love to his brothers and his wife, and to the wonderful monkey devotees like Hanuman. We have that kind of rasa as well. We have Lord Krishna lifting up the Govardhan hill to protect all of the animals and gopas and gopis of Vrindavan. We have Kurmadev, who puts on his back this humongous mountain just so that the demigods have a chance to regain their immortality. We have Matsyadev, who comes in this huge ocean, and uh, uh, Swayambhuva Manu has this love to him with this tiny fish who grows into a humongous fish, and he protects his devotee through this humongous storm. We have Varahadev, who protects Mother Earth, um, who sits on his lap. Um, we have Varahadev, who protects Mother Earth from being disintegrated into the lower regions of the planetary system. So the theme that we see with all of these beautiful incarnations is there is a special, unique relationship of love that each devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, Bhumi Devi, the demigods, Sita Maharani, um, the monkeys of monkey devotees, Swayambhuva Mani, each of them have a special, unique relationship with the Lord. And the Lord appears in this interesting, unique form to reciprocate that love that devotee has. So that's enough of me. Let's hear from Chaitanya Charitamrita what the answer is. The Lord's desire to appear was born of two reasons. So not one, two. The Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of the love of God. And he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus, he is known as supremely jubilant and as the most merciful of all. So the first reason is to taste the sweet essence of the bellows of love of God. And two, he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus he is known as supremely jubilant and the most merciful of all. So propagating devotional service through spontaneous attraction and tasting the sweet essence of love of God. So at this point, I want to look at the purport one more time because it was a very beautiful purport and point out some things. So so it says over here, during the period of Krishna's appearance, the killing of asuras or non-believers such as Kamsa and Jarasandha was done by Vishnu, who was within the person of Krishna. So we have so many demons in Krishna Lila that Lord Krishna is killing and saving his devotees from. But we understand that all of this is done by Lord Vishnu, who is within Lord Krishna. It is not Lord Krishna who's doing it. It's a secondary work for him. It's explained that it's an incidental activity for Krishna. The real purpose of Lord Krishna's appearance was to stage a dramatic performance of his transcendental pastimes at Rajabhumi, thus exhibiting the highest limit of transcendental mellow in the exchange of reciprocal love between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. And so we see this word reciprocal being repeated multiple times in this passage. And sometimes I think we start to think that I can't I can't feel Krishna's love, or where is Krishna's love in my life? Um, we feel very distant from Krishna, even though we hear that he is within our heart. So how is it that there is reciprocal love between the soul and God? Where is that coming from? And so when we read about the pastimes of the devotees of the Lord, we see how much Krishna actually loves us, right? In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, verse 31, Krishna boldly asks Arjuna to boldly proclaim, "My devotee never perishes." Um, Arjuna, I was reading actually from the Krishna book today. Arjuna, it said, they're the Bhishma and Dronacharya are compared to these these large I'm just going to actually try to find it. Is compared to these large fish that can devour the largest of whales. Um, and Arjuna could have easily been devoured by by Bhishma and by Dronacharya, as they were his teachers. However, um, because Lord Krishna was on his side, the entire battlefield of Kurukshetra became like a tiny puddle that could fit in the hoofprint of a calf. I'm going to try to find it because Lord Srila Prabhupada says it much more beautifully than I could. But point is that whatever calamity we come across, when we have Krishna by our side, Krishna helps us overcome it. And that is Krishna's love. That is Krishna's love for us. Lord Krishna in when in the story of Aghasura, when all the gopas went in to the museum-like mouth of the serpent Aghasura, they went in, and Lord Krishna allowed them to go in, being, the Paramatma, the super soul. He allowed the souls to do as they desire, to enter the serpent's mouth. Like we all have entered like this, um, like this Maya museum, and but he didn't let them become devoured by that serpent. He stayed by them, and that is their love. When the fruit seller came with only a tiny bit of rice, uh, some grains, and sorry, some from sorry, a tiny bit of mangoes. Lord Krishna came with two fistfuls of rice in his hand and he gave them to it. And the fruit seller accepted it with so much love that the next day, there was just when she looked at her empty basket of fruits, there were just tons and tons of diamonds and jewelry. Of course, that is not the point. The point is that tiny moment of reciprocation between that fruit seller and Krishna. Um, that that is that love. That is that raga bhakti that Krishna wants to make known to all conditioned souls. It is said in the Vedas, Raso Vaisa, the absolute truth is the reservoir for all kinds of reciprocal exchanges of loving sentiments. He is also causelessly merciful, and he wants to bestow upon us this privilege of raga bhakti. Thus, he appears by his own internal energy. These reciprocal exchanges of mellows are called raga bhakti or devotional service to the Lord in transcendental rapture. I really like this word rapture because when we are because I'm not sure if you also have this experience, but we have so many, in my own experience, we have so many uh, distractions in this world. So our entire our attention has become commodified, where you don't have any attention. You're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling Instagram or YouTube Shorts. I know some of the older generations really use YouTube Shorts, like going on and on and on. Our attention has been commodified and we no longer can give things our attention. When I sit down to chant, my mind is going everywhere. But when we talk about rapture, when our attention is so fixated on something, right? Like Mataji mentioned, we were talking today, Niru Mataji and Maya at the beginning, how Swayam Bhagavan Keshamar said, and it stuck with her and it stuck with me. He said, our minds become hijacked by events, by people, by so many things, and so we can't stop thinking about them, right? Or they distract us. In a similar way, if Krishna can hijack our minds, and we can have this practice of transcendental rapture towards him, how beautiful can that be, and how we can walk around with this reciprocal exchange of love between the soul and God. The last thing I want to mention is we talked about the rasa shekara, right? The experiencing the sweet essence of the mellows of God that that Lord Chaitanya has descended to experience. But the second thing he has come to do is to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Lord Chaitanya has descended with the only weapon being the Harinam. There with Harinam, right? Lord Rama comes with his bows and arrows, Varahadev with his mighty tusks, Nrsimhadev with his long nails, Lord Balaram with his plow, Vishnu with his Sudarshan chakra. But Lord Chaitanya, he comes with love and the holy name, and he captures the hearts of people and encourage and gets them to the platform of spontaneous attraction. And I want to talk about this principle of spontaneous attraction before we end. Um, it's a long paragraph, it's from the Krishna book, but why is Krishna known as a supreme personality of Godhead? He's known as a supreme, and I'll just summarize this. If you would like to read it, you can. But Krishna is known as a supreme personality of Godhead because he's all attractive. When someone is very wealthy, they become attractive to people. When they're very powerful, they become very attractive. When they're famous, they're attractive. We want to know what's going on. When people are beautiful, like big models or actors, they're also very attractive. When people are very wise, scientists and things like that, they're also very attractive. When people are renounced, they're attractive. Srila Prabhupada attracted so many people due to his renunciation. So All of these qualities exist in us in a minute condition, but Krishna is attractive because he has these six opulences in unlimited degree at the same time, right? Some people are beautiful sometime, they become famous later, they lose their beauty. Everything in this world is temporary, but for Krishna, at the same time, forever, at unlimited degree, he has these six opulences. So we have, he is detached, he's beautiful, he's strong, he's very famous. Look at him with all of his followers in Dwarka. He's very wealthy. Look at all the wealth and the gifts he's giving to everyone. And of course, as we know from the Bhagavad Gita, he's very wise. And so when we talk about Krishna, when we think about Krishna, it's very easy to fall in love with Krishna. So sometimes, I have this problem. I'm not sure if you also have this problem, but when I sit down to chant, when I sit down to meditate, I have a very difficult time focusing my mind. But when I read about Krishna, when I read about how beautiful he is, how much love he has for his devotees, how strong, how beautiful, how wise he is when he speaks the Gita, I am encouraged to love him more. And so that is that platform of spontaneous attraction that is very accessible to all of us because Krishna is easy to love. Sometimes we think it's so hard to attain love of God, but I think in my experience, and I'm sure in all of your experience, when we read and we hear about Krishna, we feel that tiny spark of love, and the day goes faster, the chanting goes smoother, and so I, I, I want to end with this point of Krishna being easy to love due to this principle of spontaneous attraction that Lord Chaitanya brings to us. I know it went a little bit over time, but that's all I have for today. If there are any questions, we can discuss any thoughts or comments. Otherwise, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Danvat Pranam. Only one thing I knew on today, that Krishna, in Krishna's body, the Vishnu form came and Vishnu killed the thing. That I never knew that. That is the new thing for me.
No, that's also new for me too. I also didn't know that either. But yeah, I think it makes sense because he comes in front of Devaki in his four-handed form. So it makes sense that Vishnu is inside and he does all of that work and Krishna is more there for the loving vibes and reciprocating loving sentiments. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I agree. I also learned that today too.
Mataji, I'm so impressed with you that in a young age you learn everything. Chaitanya Charitamrita, everything you learn. How did you do? Show me your secret.
I'm not sure about that. I think I'm definitely not there yet. I don't think so. I think I have a lot to learn. I really appreciate your encouragement though.
Wonderful class, Surabhi, as always. So good to see you after such a long time.
Yeah, Mataji, I don't see you at temple so often. I miss seeing you. I actually really do. Our entire family misses seeing you. Nice to see you more often.
Yes, I do. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes not, so and sometimes you are not there. I keep asking your
Yeah.
mom about you.
I know you're teaching your work with teaching special kids is so important. So I know that must also take time. So hope you're doing well.
Yes. Thank you so much, Haribo.
Great, well. If there are no questions, I'll ask if Samesha Prabhuji is there, if he can help me conclude this class.
He might be busy, Surabhi. We can just say Vanchakalpa Tarupyasya and then end the class.
Okay, thank you for that, Pip. Vanchakalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha
Evacha
patitanam
Pattanam
pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
Vaishnavibhyo
Namo
Namo
Namah.
Namah. Vaishnav
Thank you.
Vrinda
Thank you, dear.
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Hare
Thank you for
Krishna.
helping
Surabhi,
me.
Sundarachalam, Mataji.
Hari
Thank you so
Bol.
much.
Thank you.
Hari
Thanks
Bol.
a lot. Hare
Very
Krishna.
well. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Oh yeah, the juice. The juice. Rasa is what? Sweet. Rasa is juice. Okay, okay, yeah. I got rock. Green. Green. Other plant property. But I